TopMedTalk.
Well, hello and welcome to TopMedTalk. We are the American Association of Nurse Anesthesiology 2023 here in sunny Seattle, Washington. I'm Desiree Chappell, joining you from the Northstar Anesthesia booth here in the exhibit hall, where we've carved out a little niche, a little space to do our TopMedTalk recordings. We, of course, wanted to thank Northstar for supporting us this year to be here at AANA and have our fabulous conversations. So the AANA is the official professional organizations for CRNAs or nurse anesthetists here in the U.S. This is our annual Congress. It's the largest gathering of CRNAs of over 4,000, but I'm going to number check that here in just a bit. CRNA, student nurse anesthetists, and nurse anesthesia programs from around the country. I'm a CRNA myself. I know our TopMedTalk listeners know that. And it is such a privilege to be here at the meeting to see old friends, meet new friends, new colleagues, network with people just from all over the U.S. and all over the world as well. So this year, we'll be catching up with some of the guests that we talked to last year at the AANA, and like I said, meeting new friends. But I first want to join I'll have my co-host join in. It's Randy Moore, the CAO, or Chief Anesthetist Officer of Northstar Anesthesia. Randy, thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's great to be here. I'm a CRNA. I moved into leadership pretty early into my CRNA career and ran a preoperative department in the health system in Central Illinois, and then at the same time moved into volunteer service at the state association, and I went into the board of directors of the AANA and served in that role for 3 years. And then through a very interesting confluence of events, I was named the CEO, and I served as the CEO for 4 years. And then I had the opportunity to join Northstar as the chief anesthetist officer, and I have been in this role for about 2 years now.
Yeah, it's going well. We love you at the helm, and I feel like you've been a great addition to the Northstar team for sure.
It's an awesome team to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. It is really an honor and a privilege to be able to record these podcasts here at the AANA and talk to the leaders within our association. I mean, I feel it really is a privilege. So our first guest today is the outgoing president. You're still president for a day or two now.
Till about 2:00 on Tuesday.
Sorry. Well, Angie Mund. Angie, thank you so much for joining us today. I know we had a great conversation last year, and I thought it'd be wonderful to be able to catch up with you. So how'd this last year go?
It was amazing. It's interesting because I had some of the, are you really happy to have all of this work and stuff over? And I'm like, no, I'm kind of sad about it.
Yeah.
We had an amazing year this year on the AANA board. We were just a true team. We worked together great, and we accomplished a lot.
Yes.
Which makes me very proud.
Absolutely. Well, Angie, for our guests, I know many of them may remember you from last year, but tell us just a little bit about your background and where you're going to be headed to, or your other job that you're going to be going back to now.
So clearly I'm a CRNA.
Yeah.
Right now I'm a department chair at an academic health center in Charleston, South Carolina, where I am an administrator primarily now, and I still teach. I still teach nurse anesthesia students, and now I'll be teaching some students from other professions, which I think is really important for us. The interprofessional piece is really key. But I've served on 2 state boards. I talk really fast, so I'm clearly not from the South. I'm from Minnesota. And then I was fortunate enough to get on the AANA board in 2017 and worked my way up to president of, well, again, for another day and a half or so. So it's been great.
Right. So 2022, 2023, we'll be immediate past presidents and still have some duties over this next year.
Not really.
Oh,
the AANA doesn't do the immediate past president role.
Okay.
Some of the states do, but the AANA doesn't. But I am going to find other things to do. I'm on a federal committee. I was appointed by the Secretary of the VA to the Veterans Rural Health Advisory Committee.
Congratulations. That's great.
So I'm hoping to do some work with veterans healthcare. That's a big priority for me. Access full practice authority for CRNAs in the VA. And it'll be nice to be down to one full-time job. So I'll just have my one as department chair. But
yeah, awesome. Well, I want to talk to you about your presidency this last year, but I want to bring in our next guest, Jan Setnor, who is the president-elect incoming on Tuesday for the AANA. Janet, congratulations on your role, and thanks for joining us on TopMedTalk. For those who may not know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. This is a second career, actually third career. I started off as a special ed teacher, early childhood, went into nursing, did that for a number of years. I was a flight nurse in the Air Force for about 10 years, and they decided to send me to anesthesia school. So I went to anesthesia school, and I've been doing anesthesia now for about 25 years. Right from the beginning, I had great mentors that brought me right into the fold at the state level. And so I served on practically every committee that Virginia had, and they finally said, you have to run for an elected position. I've been president of the Virginia Association of Nurse Anesthetists twice. And then I had to put on my big girl pants and start working at the AANA level. I've been so fortunate to have great mentors. I mean, I've worked with Angie now for 6 years for a different reason. She was on the Region 2 director. I ran for Region 2.
Yes.
Decided to run for the board, and I had, an amazing mentor in Randy. He really brought us in and talked to us about how to perform at this level. I have been on another board of directors for the Air Force Reserves. We had the board of nursing at that level for all the reserve nurses. And so I've had a little bit of experience, but this is a little bit different. But like I say, mentors like Randy and Angie, they grow us well.
Yeah, I know. And I think that is one benefit of the AANA. There are a lot of resources and a lot of mentorship and, that support for onboarding, new people into the system. So I think that's great. And thank you for your service, Jan. I just wanted to say that. And I know Randy actually has been in the military, and Angie as well. Aren't we? This is a true privilege to be with you guys. Thank you all for your service to us in the country and to the AANA as well. Angie, I'll start with you. Let's talk a little bit about some of the greatest wins that you felt over this last year. I know you came in with some great ideas, innovative approach to kind of the presidency. And I want to hear from you, like, what are you most proud of?
Well, I think one of our goals, and I'm a big team person, I think that's important, was really to engage members at a higher level, where they wanted, where they needed, how they needed it. And to me, that's the biggest thing we've done. And everything we've done this year really has had that goal of how do we give our members what they need and show up as leaders. One of the things that we've got really good feedback on is we send out an email every other week, and we switch it up a little bit. And this year it didn't come from the president, it came from the board.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest feedback we've got from members is our board is clearly a team. Mm-hmm. And what they're thinking is you get better work done with the team.
Yeah.
Sure. So member engagement, I think our hybrid business meeting was a big win because we want to make sure that, again, we're engaging everybody where they live.
Yes.
And it went great. It went really, we hardly had any issues with it at all. So,
and that was where you were in the room having the meeting, and then you were able to offer it virtually. And you had a lot of people take you up on that.
Yeah, I wish we would have had more people talk, but I think that I think there will be more of that as it comes up. But we've had a hybrid-ish where they could listen in.
Yeah.
This year was the first year that they could vote and raise their hand to speak and be on camera. So we've heard some really good things about that piece of it too.
Yeah, that's great. Any other big things that you're really proud of that happened this year that were kind of surprises that you didn't expect to happen?
Yeah, we've been talking about how to make sure that the AANA stays as financially strong as it can be. So the board put together a task force of members to look at dues. We really were member-centric this year. And the other really cool task force that now is going to be a panel is our innovation task force.
Yes.
Room 8 is where it all is going to sit. And it was named Room 8 after the 8 original founding members of the AANA.
Nice.
Which I think is a really cool way to talk about the future and innovation and now.
Yeah.
Tie it to the past. And we have a brand new Zillow-like, it's called Motion, a way for CRNAs to have an interactive way to look at where job searches are.
Oh, interesting.
That it isn't just a flat, this is where the job is, but you can learn a little bit about the area where it's at and a little bit about the facility and create your own profiles of what you want to look at. So that's really cool. We're excited about that. And then we also, on Friday, purchased the Block Buddy app.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. That's great.
Yeah, it'll offer us a brand new kind of CE platform. We know it's already had great pictures and great content. And now it'll be housed within the AANA. So I would say that is an exciting thing happening right now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And Randy, yeah.
No, I was going to say the thing that maybe if we zoom out, which is really interesting and I think really innovative with the AANA is, and I know there's been conversations for a while about diversifying the revenue that comes into the organization, which today is about 70% of their dues, right? And I think it's really smart, innovative, progressive nonprofit organizations are standing up these investment ventures that similar to what the AANA is doing. And AANA is really, this is me from the cheap seats today, is truly on the cutting edge of what nonprofits can and should be doing, and taking some bets, taking some risk, some calculated risk, and getting into space that is adjacent to where they need to be, and making some investments that I think will, over time, deliver a lot of value back into the membership. And again, as a everyday member who's watching from the sidelines, I could say that is really smart, very innovative, and very cutting edge. And a testament to the leadership that's sitting here today, and of course to the staff that are help facilitating the execution of this is super impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think another part that's really interesting with this too is the panel now is made up of these amazing CRNA entrepreneurs who have patents and they've received awards for the things they've done. Cool. So it's been really cool for me as a CRNA member to learn about what they're doing. Yes. And it's amazing. And now we have their incredible skills and expertise to guide the AANA on this brand new innovation venture.
Yeah. And it is great. I mean, there's so many of those people. We've talked to a couple, Tracy Young, and this morning, a couple other folks. They are out of the box thinkers too. And to bring them into our space where, a lot of us are type A, and I will attest to that here. It's great to have some forward thinking people that don't mind to speak their minds, right? One of the things, you mentioned the dues piece, Randy, and I don't know if everyone really understands the importance to that to the everyday clinician, the everyday CRNA. Why is that so important? Just to kind of stick a pin in that.
The dues piece. Well, right now, like what Randy said, we're a little more than 70% funded by dues.
Yeah.
And that puts the organization, it could put the organization at risk, because then if all of a sudden your dues drop, you have no other revenue coming in.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time talking strategically about where are areas. So we need more dues. Don't get me wrong. And we haven't raised dues in 14 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're really hopeful that the members will agree that we need more money for advocacy and education. But we're looking at almost everything that you can think of what are the other ways that we can diversify our financial portfolio.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations on a great year. It sounds like you've been very busy.
It was a great year.
And thank you for your leadership. I think we had talked earlier. I said, no, everything seemed real calm, cool, and collected. I know that a lot was going on, but
it's interesting. So, again, being on the sidelines, which is a great
view
to be right now, it is that, totally unsolicited, I would have staff and other members who are deeply engaged into the work that's going on in the organization reach out and say, like, this is a really positive thing that's happening within the organization. There's a lot of momentum. It seems like everybody's in the same boat, rowing in the same direction in ways that we probably haven't seen in a while, honestly. And again, I think it's a testament to your leadership, obviously, Angie, and other individuals who have decided that the best path forward is together. And it's, as a member, as a frontline member, it's exciting to see, and have a really high degree of optimism about where the organization's going.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Hey, Randy, I agree with you so much. Again, I'm the same, like sitting from the sidelines, and we all like to armchair quarterback. And it's been a lot been going on over the last couple of years. It just seemed like we really were rowing in the same direction. I hope that continues. So, Jan, as the president-elect, I mean, this is your year really to kind of get your feet wet, figure out what's going on. What are some of the things that you're most excited about for this coming year?
Well, definitely Angie set the bar high for us.
Yes.
And so our goal is to not mess up that. And so to keep it going in that direction, one of the things that we learned from Angie is she doesn't have to be everywhere, and that she's really taken the strength of the people on the board and have them participate in different meetings and going out to accomplish various tasks. And I think that's amazing. And so instead of just having the executive leadership or just the president and president-elect be the ones that go to everything, we've all been included in different things. And so she takes the strength of who is ever sitting on that board and uses that strength as a weapon for us. Yeah. So that's been amazing. I haven't seen that utilized so much in the past. I think that's the way to go for strength. Being on the board now for going on 4 years, seeing the growth and the direction that it's going, we see a lot of changes, and a couple of the changes that we still want to see, we haven't changed the structure of the board ever. And so since we've been around, we've always had just 7 region directors. Do we need more? I think that the population of our profession has grown tremendously, and I think we need to have a board that represents that growth as well. And so is it time to look at that for change? And so I'll make eye contact with the incoming vice president who's going to be sitting on the governance committee. That's something that maybe they can explore this year and take a look at the size of our board of directors, and is this the right size for the organization? Looking at our projects, we've done an excellent job of sticking to the strategic plan and not jumping around to other things that pop up. That's not to say we haven't taken care of things that have come up, but we've really tried to look at it is this fire, if we put it out, how does it affect our strategic plan, and what would happen if we didn't look at it? So it's been a real good year for seeing how a board should operate together, feeling that we all had a voice in what was going on. So I see nothing but goodness for us moving forward for our profession.
Yeah, that's great. I know, Randy, you are like, strategy is your thing. Like, as soon as you joined Northstar, we've had many conversations about how you bring strategy to it. I hear a lot of Randy Moore infused in some of this as a past leader in AANA. How's that, how does that make you feel? Or maybe that's getting a little too soft there, but you know what I mean? Like, what is it about where we're headed now that you feel really confident in? Because I feel like this was speaking your love language.
I think, for sure. I think part of this is, and I don't take any credit, and I don't really have any kind of firm insight into what's going on day to day with the board or the staff, because that's not my role. When I leave, I leave.
Yeah.
And I think what is happening is, and maybe during my tenure, this is of leadership on both the board and as the CEO, the organization was transforming.
Yes.
And change is hard.
Yeah.
And anytime change occurs, there will be resistance within the population of individuals that are involved in it. And I think part of what is playing out is, I think we're probably on the other end of that change curve. And part of that is having people who are on the board who have a shared vision of what success can look like. I think is critically important. And I actually think it has nothing to do with me or my leadership. I just think it's, it was the right time, and the right people and the right leaders have come together. And if you look out the current composition of the board, which will likely represent some of the future presidents of the organization, there's a lot to be optimistic. We've got a really good run of leadership ahead of us. And I think that is critically important. So my takeaway as a leader is, who does have a lot of interest in strategy and change management, is there is the critically important component that is playing itself out within the organization with the new CEO, Bill Bruce, and with the board and Angie's leadership, is leadership.
Yeah.
We're dead in the water if we don't have a great CEO and we don't have a great board working together. And I think that's what's happening. And it didn't happen by accident.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think part of the thing that for us to be aware of is that as we move forward as an organization, our success is predicated almost exclusively on the quality of our leadership.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that pay fruit as we speak.
Yeah.
Gotcha. One of the things that I think we've really progressed on is talking about strategy and the strategic level of leading. And I think in the past, a lot of people didn't understand that, because all of our leaders come from state leadership. They're used to deciding what they want to do, coming up with a plan and doing it. And at this level, you can't do that. We have to come up with a plan and not be so operational and stick with these are our ideas, and then put that plan down to the operational level of folks that will help develop the plan, and then send it down to the states to implement the plan. And sometimes we get stuck. We thought, that's a great idea. And then we start talking about that. And then somebody has to say, you guys we're in the weeds. And so we've really got a better handle, just, and coming from the Air Force, being on the board of directors there, you can't get in the weeds. You just have to remember that we're at the pointy end of things. And we have to remember that we're taking care of everybody, not just one state. And so I think we've really progressed as far as not getting stuck in the mud. And so that's how we've been able to move forward this year.
Yeah, that's great. Angie, wrapping up, from your perspective, what are you most excited about the profession of, CRNAs and nurse anesthetists here in this country?
I think having advocacy efforts is a big thing for us. And we have engaged members. And the more people that you have, like what Randy said, rowing the boat in the same direction, the more that you can accomplish. And I think we've really set a good foundation this year with the FY23 board of engaging members and members believing in us as a board and our abilities. Mm-hmm. And that's going to allow us to have better practice and have CRNAs in the C-suite. That I think is so important. I really do. We've got to do that. And we have laid the foundation for that this year. And I really see that next year's board is going to knock it out of the park. And they're going to do some amazing things that are related to helping all of our CRNA members. And I am really excited to be a member and be able to watch that unfold.
Yeah. I do have one question, and I don't mean to end on a negative note, because that's not what I'm trying to do, but I'm super curious. Talked a lot about what's going well and optimism and the progress that's being made. I'm curious, what keeps you up at night? So where, the things that you see that are happening, or maybe things that, look around the corner that might be coming our way, whether it's the broader anesthesia community or CRNA specifically, are there issues that are like your up at night issues that will certainly impact the profession, but, impact your board and maybe future boards as well, Jen?
Definitely the pay issue. Reimbursement is a huge issue. It's affecting our CRNAs nationwide. If we can't get paid, you just lose your living, your ability to support your family. And so we definitely are hitting hard on, especially Cigna, with the decrease of reimbursement by 15%. That affects a lot of people. So that is definitely an issue. So number one is going to be reimbursement. Number two, a little bit of apathy with our younger folks trying to, what can we offer them to make them want to come and stay? Yeah. Because we want to have that flow of support. We want to support them, but we need the support here. Those are two of the biggest issues that we are battling right now.
To me, I think workforce. Mm-hmm. Workforce is a big issue. And the volatility just in healthcare is almost everybody that I talk to, they're looking for 50 CRNAs, not one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we need to be able to keep up with that need. And it's difficult to turn an academic ship when it takes 3 years to educate an RN to a CRNA. So workforce, I think, could be something that could be an issue for us coming up. And the AANA, everybody really needs to keep track of what that looks like. How do we keep people in the workforce? How do we recruit the best and brightest into our programs? How do we have more programs?
Well, and I would imagine that, the baby boomers starting to retire. That's going to pull out a huge number, I would imagine. And that's something that, we need to kind of say, we're all looking at, but could be a major issue coming up as well. So, well, guys, thank you so much. This has been wonderful to catch up and hear about all the successes and some of the challenges that we're facing. But I think that it sounds like we have a very good plan going forward. Congratulations on your last year.
Thank you.
Yes. Congratulations on your new position and
thank you.
Coming role. Again, thank you for your service to the country and to the AANA and in our profession. The contribution is huge, and I'm sure it will be felt for years and years as we go forward. So thank you for listening to TopMedTalk. You can always find us on your favorite social media platform, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. We are there. And TopMedTalk.com, where you can find over 2,000 podcasts about the world of anesthesia and perioperative medicine, other conversations just like this. Thanks so much and have a great day. Cheers.
TopMedTalk. Thanks for downloading TopMedTalk. Don't forget to subscribe via your podcatcher. Don't forget to check us out on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And also, don't forget, TopMedTalk is the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence-Based Perioperative Medicine. We'd love you to find out more about that. If you check out ebpom.org, you can find low prices on some of the conferences we're organising around the world. Many of them are virtual and don't even involve you leaving your own home. Check out ebpom.org now.